Regular viewers of my YouTube channel will know that I like to fish for cod and pollock from the kayak, whether it's hard plastics or soft lures. But now that it's winter time, I've been trolling the internet and I've come across a website that was selling these slow pitch jigs. And when you cast the jigs, they come out about 100 grams, which is an ideal weight for fishing for cod and pollock from the kayak. So what I've done is I've cast a few jigs and I've made a couple of videos. The first video is on how I cast these jigs, as in the process of pouring the lead, spraying them up, adding vinyl stickers to some of them, and then adding a clear protective heat shrink film to some of them to stop them from getting knocks and abrasions. And in the second video it's on how I tie the assist hooks to the jig, whether it's a single assist hook or a twin assist hook. So I hope you stick around for both videos and I hope you enjoy both videos. Before we get started, I'm going to run through a few bits of equipment that I'll be using today. First of all, I've got some eye protection. Good eye protection should be worn at all times when using lead. You don't want hot lead splashing in your face. Some good heat resistant gloves if you can get some. I prefer welding gloves, but I haven't got any with me today, so I'm going to use these, which should be adequate for what I'm doing. I'm not doing it on a large scale, but they'll do. Next, you should have I prefer safety boots, so I'm wearing safety boots, and always cast lead in a well ventilated area because you can get some nasty fumes coming off it. Right, we'll run through the equipment I'm using. I've got some pliers which I'll use to release the jigs from the mould because they'll be hot. I've got some grips just to grip the moulding if I need to grip the mould at any time. And then over here I've got a little stove with a pan and some lead ready to be melted. I've got a blowtorch that I'll be using to melt the lead quicker. It melts it quicker if I use a blowtorch. Then I've got an old spoon here that I'll be scraping off the impurities with as the lead melts, and I'll just put them in this tub. And then over here is my jig, my slow jig mould. I've got some clamps on it at the moment, so I'll put them on there, and that's just to steady it when I pour the lead into the hole there. Then once the lead's cooled a little, I'll break the mould and I'll drop the jigs into that water just to cool it down, and then within a few seconds it'll be cold enough to handle properly without gloves. So that's all there is to it really, so I'm going to crack on and make some slow jigs. On the safety side of things, never pour hot lead into a cold or damp mould because you risk the lead exploding in your face, so never do that. I'm just scraping the impurities off the top of the lead, getting rid of them because we don't want that going into the mould. And then what I'm going to do is heat the mould up, get it really hot, so when the lead's poured in, it just casts better. So I'm just going to do that now. Right, moment of truth. Give that a few seconds to cool. And then we'll break it open and see what it's like. That looks pretty good. Drop it in the water. And we'll have a look at it. Yeah, that's come out pretty good. Just snip these bits off after and clean it up, and I'm sure it'll look great. It'll work well, that. Do a few more now, I think. Oops, better be careful with this because it's very hot, and I should be wearing my gloves, which I'll put them back on. That's the only problem, you can't pick things up with thick gloves. See, these wires go right through the middle of the mould. Really good, strong way of doing it, rather than just having little bits of wire in. That's it. Never touch that mould, it'll be very, very hot. As you can see, I'm working with a state-of-the-art spray booth, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to give these lures a blast over with white spray paint, and then once it's all dried off, I'll probably leave them 24 hours, and then give them a coat of clear lacquer. This is non-yellowing, it's quite a hard gloss lacquer spray, so I'm going to give them a coat of that afterwards. So I'm just going to give these a quick blast over. Like so. That's it. So I'll just give that a minute or two to dry, and then I'll do some more. I'll probably just do some different colours as well. I've got a few different colours to go at, so I'll just spray a few up and see what happens. I'm just adding the clear gloss lacquer to this one that I did, so that'll harden off, and then I might even put some clear shrink wrap around that, and just to see how it turns out. just going to give this one a coat of lacquer. That's it, that's all it needs. Another method I'm using to sort of give the lure a different look is a thing called jig skins that I bought off eBay. It's not a cheap way of doing it, but what happens is you get some vinyl stickers, you stick them on your lure, and then you put a clear heat shrink sleeve over the top and pour boiling water over it, and it gives it a very good hard coating, like protection. So you could jig them if you bash it on rocks, and after the end of the year you're supposed to cut it off, take your sticker off and replace it with another vinyl sticker and do the same process. So it keeps it looking quite good. So yeah, so I did that one because I got that with the mould that I bought, and that's a squid, and then they sent me a Union Jackie, I think they call them. So what I'll do is I'll stick one of them on and just show you how to do this method. So basically it's just peel the vinyl sticker off, stick it on your lure, get it somewhere lined up. Like that. Get the air bubbles out. That's it. To this side. So get those air bubbles out. And then basically we cut this heat shrink clear plastic down to length, and then I'll drop them in there and pour some boiling water on and show you how it does it, how it seals it. The only thing I did notice, still bubbles in there, isn't there? The only thing I do notice is when you apply, when you put the hot water on and it shrinks on, it does the colour, it seems to dull down the colour. We'll give that a whirl and try that. I'll just go and boil the kettle and then pour some water on it just to show you how it works. The kettle's boiled now, so I'm going to pop this in this tub now, and I'm going to pour some boiling water on it just to show you. Just line that up just to show you how it works. That's it, that's all there is to it. A couple of seconds in there and I'll hook it out with the boiling water if I can. That's it, and that's it. I'll just dry it off on there. And that's another way of doing it. That's a good finish really. It really protects it. It's really hard, is that. So it'll take some knocks against rocks and things like that. I had a look around on the internet and I managed to get some of this heat shrink wrapping. It's a bit slightly thicker than the jig skins, but it'll do the same job, so I'm going to give this a try. I'll just cut this to length. And, it's more heavy duty as this one than the jig skins. That's it. experiment, see. So I've got a few in there, and I'll just boil the kettle and pour some water over it and just see what happens. Right, the kettle's boiled, so I'm just going to add this boiling water to the jigs. Just dry that off. Get them out without burning my fingers. Easy doing it like that. That's it. Put that over there out the way. Right, well, that one's turned out alright. That one's not too bad. You can see how it dulls the colour down a little bit. And it's still very hot. It might shine up again once it's got like condensation behind it. That one's not. It's quite a lot harder plastic film is this heat shrink that I bought. I could sew some thinner stuff out, I suppose, and it might look a bit better. Yeah, they're a bit ropey around there, but they'll trim off. It'll trim off well there. If it protects it, that's all that matters. Get a bit more life out of your jigs. So yeah, so that's it. Nothing to it.